The Cadia Riverlands were a place of peace. Gentle breezes rustled through the willow trees. The sun glinted off the flowing waters. This was Duan Meng's home. He spent his days honing his swordsmanship. The young man was dedicated. He practiced for hours on end. His movements were fluid. His strikes were precise. Duan Meng yearned for more. He dreamed of testing his skills against the best. The villagers watched him train. They whispered about his talent. Some said he was the most gifted swordsman the Cadia Riverlands had ever seen. Duan Meng heard their whispers. He knew he was destined for greatness. He would not be content with mediocrity. Duan Meng craved recognition. He sought true mastery. The Tianyin Swordmaster Sect was legendary. It was nestled high in the mountains. The air was thin. The training was grueling. Only the most dedicated swordsmen were accepted. Duan Meng journeyed to the sect. He carried with him the hopes of the Cadia Riverlands. He was determined to prove himself worthy. Master Long Ma watched the young man. He saw potential in Duan Meng. Long Ma agreed to take him on as a student. Duan Meng was ecstatic. He trained tirelessly. He absorbed Master Long Ma's teachings. His skills grew exponentially. Years passed. Duan Meng blossomed. He became the Tianyin sect's most skilled swordsman. He surpassed even his fellow disciples. He began to believe he was invincible. Master Long Ma saw a change in his student. Arrogance had crept into Duan Meng's heart. Long Ma warned him of the dangers of pride. Duan Meng ignored his master's warnings. He craved greater challenges. He yearned to test his skills against the world. He decided to leave the Tianyin Swordmaster Sect. Master Long Ma forbade it. He told Duan Meng that he was not ready, that he still had much to learn. Duan Meng defied his master. He left the Tianyin sect, he traveled the Cadia Riverlands, he challenged every skilled swordsman he could find. He defeated them all. His arrogance grew. It consumed him. Then he met Zhixu. Zhixu was a wandering swordsman. He was an enigma. No one knew where he came from. Their duel was legendary. It lasted for hours. At first, Duan Meng was confident. He had never faced a challenge like this. Zhixu was too fast, too strong. Duan Meng made a mistake. Zhixu disarmed him. He stood over the defeated swordsman. He spared Duan Meng's life. He told him to seek humility. Section 5. The Forge of Despair. Duan Meng was shattered. He had lost everything, his pride, his purpose. He wandered the Cadia Riverlands, a shadow of his former self. He stumbled upon rumors. They spoke of Laboratory 1718, a place of forbidden science. They said it could enhance human capabilities. Duan Meng saw a chance for redemption. He could regain his lost strength. He could become the ultimate weapon. He traveled to Laboratory 1718 and offered himself to the scientists. They were intrigued by his desperation and agreed to transform him. Section 6. The Ghost in the Machine. The transformation was agonizing. Duan Meng endured it. He was given a new name, Saber. He was a cyborg. His body was augmented. His speed and strength were enhanced. He was a weapon, cold, calculating, deadly. Saber served Laboratory 1718. He carried out their orders without question. He assassinated their enemies. He sabotaged their rivals. He was a ghost. He moved silently. He killed without remorse. But deep down, a part of Duan Meng remained. He was trapped inside the machine. He yearned for freedom. Section 7. A Glimmer of Hope. One mission changed everything. Saber was sent to eliminate a scientist. The scientist had defected from Laboratory 1718. He had uncovered their secrets. Saber found the scientist in hiding. He prepared to carry out his orders. The scientist pleaded for his life. He showed Saber the truth. Laboratory 1718 was corrupt. They were exploiting people. They were using Saber. The scientist's words struck a chord. Duan Meng's buried conscience stirred. He couldn't kill the scientist. He couldn't be a part of Laboratory 1718's schemes any longer. Section 8. The Road to Redemption. Saber turned against his creators. He fought his way out of Laboratory 1718. He freed the captive scientists. He destroyed the facility. He was a fugitive, hunted by those he had once served. But he was free. He was no longer Saber. He was Duan Meng. He had a long road ahead of him. He had to atone for his past sins. He had to find a way to live with what he had become. He set out on a journey. He traveled the Cadia Riverlands. He helped those in need. He used his skills for good. Section 9. The Wandering Sword. Duan Meng wandered the land. He was a changed man. He had known arrogance. He had tasted defeat. He had been both weapon and man. He sought balance. He sought true invincibility, not of the body, but of the spirit. He would never forget his past. It had shaped him. The echoes of Saber remained. They reminded him of his journey. He embraced the future. He was no longer defined by his past mistakes. He was Duan Meng, the Wandering Sword.